I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys might have when we get to the end. But right now, I really our new president and CEO, who started January 4th, and she's just been a delight to work with from the staff's point of view for the past 3 weeks, Karalyn Monteil.
Thank you, Woody, for the presentation. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to meet all of you. I wish that we could be meeting in person, but I guess the advantage of doing this online is we can see each other's faces and not be looking at each other's masks. But I'm very, very thrilled to get to at least meet you online tonight. And it's just been such a pleasure to get to meet the staff. We have such a motivated group of passionate individuals working for San Francisco Heritage, and it's such an honor to work with the prestigious board. And now tonight, it's just really a thrill to get to meet all of you, our base. And I have moved here from Kenya, where I was stationed for 6 years through my work with UNESCO. For those of you who don't know UNESCO, it's the cultural arm of United Nations, focused on education, science, culture, communication. And I worked for that international organization for 20 years. I was based in Paris, France, in the beginning of my work with them, working for the World Heritage Program, which has really taught me a lot to bring into the work that we're doing with preservation and projects. And after about 7 years with World Heritage, I was 8 years working on our museum program. And that really got me excited about the possibilities and the potential with the Haas Lilienthal House, which I can hopefully say some more on. And then for the last 6 years, as I said, I've been the regional advisor for culture in Eastern Africa. And the work that Woody and Carrie especially have been doing with heritage in the neighborhoods and trying to get underrepresented landmark listings, this really recalls a lot of the work that we were doing in my experience working in Africa, which has the fewest amount of World Heritage sites. So trying to get this underrepresented heritage recognized and trying to ensure community involvement and engagement and benefits from their heritage. So I really hope that I can bring a lot of the best practices, the international standards that I was supporting countries to use, and a lot of the guidance from documents like the World Heritage Convention, the Intangible Cultural Heritage Convention. UNESCO has some very visionary documents such as the Historic Urban Landscape Recommendation and Museum Recommendation that really show how to ensure inclusivity and community engagement. So drawing on some of the lessons that I've learned over the last 20 years with UNESCO, as well as other work. I also worked in Chicago for the Department of Cultural Affairs. And I have a lot of ideas of how to build on the momentum that San Francisco Heritage has gained over the last 50 years. And I'm very excited to be here with you at this momentous occasion as we go towards the next 50 years and see how we can really strengthen the synergies among these diverse programs that San Francisco Heritage is engaged in. I'm very enthusiastic as well about the diversity, equity, inclusion, and access, and how we can really have that permeate more through the work that we're doing. I think there's a lot of opportunities for visibility for San Francisco Heritage, and I'm really curious to see how we can use my experience on the international level to also bring more partnerships and more diversity into the support and the membership base that we have. Drawing on a lot of the experiences that I've had with museums, really making these places that are places of dialogue, meeting places, places of exchange for people, not just a place to go and see the collections, but also a place to go and learn and have diverse exchanges with others. When I looked at the history of the Haas Lilienthal House, I was so enchanted to see what, how open these families were to bringing in people from other cultures, other countries, and exposing first and foremost their children. But really, this Haas Lilienthal House was a meeting place and for intercultural dialogue and exchange. And I would love to see how we can continue that tradition, as well as some of the civil rights and other issues that the family and their different foundations were bringing to the forefront. I think with the ballroom downstairs and some of the other meeting spaces, I think we have a lot of opportunities to have innovative programming there that will really make the Haas Lilienthal House a place where we can have important dialogues. As a city that is, facing one of the biggest homeless, crises, this is a home, and I think that's a very adequate place to have dialogues about, what is being done around the city. I think we can have more programs such as that. And I also am very curious to see how we can reach out to other historic house museums around the world and have exchanges, peer exchange, tour type exchanges, and other opportunities to really reach out beyond the audience that we have coming to San Francisco. I see that Woody and Carrie and our communications are just full of such a wealth of information about San Francisco heritage programs and preservation in the city. And I really want to see how I can try to use this wealth of information that they're producing and have that republished on other platforms. I think there's a great opportunity for that, for reaching out. And I'm especially excited for the future of the Doolin Larson building. So I feel very privileged that San Francisco Heritage is hosting me here when I've just arrived with my family as we look for a place to stay. So we've got to live in this wonderful home that Norm Larson is generously given to San Francisco Heritage. And I think it really is a perfect setting to help think about the future of this location. So with the board, we're working closely with the task team focused on the future of this building and seeing how it can be really an intersection for arts and culture. I really hope that we can also make it a youth hub. I hope that it can be a place for education and job skills, as well as for entertainment and linking with its past. I had a lot of ideas before coming, but I'm really excited to exchange with all of you and other partners to really bring some of these ideas to fruition. But I think the key to moving forward is really getting our strategy up to date, and then having some targeted plans for development and partnership that we can use going forward for our work with, advocacy and preservation with the Landmark Fund and with the Haas Lilienthal House and Doolin Larson. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for strengthening the synergies among these different programs, especially the heritage in the neighborhood and the legacy businesses. So I'm happy to discuss more of my ideas if you'd like to hear them, but most of all, I was curious to hear what questions you may have for me, any advice you may have going forward. I'd be very happy to hear from you. And just to reiterate again, to thank you for this opportunity to join the San Francisco Heritage team and to work with all of you on this important mission. Thank you.